Absolutely.
Money is the root of all evil.
No. It's not money that is the root of all evil. That's what people say. The Bible says that the love of money is the love of money.
Okay.
That is the root.
The love of money is the root.
Money is important too. Hey, money.
Hi, people.
Hello, people.
Welcome back to our YouTube channel.
Yes, so you're welcome, and this is Temitayo.
This is Moments with Havons. Thank you for joining us again. If you are new here, thank you. And if you're returning subscribers, we are grateful for always joining us. On the notes, we jump. I feel like I've been saying this thing. We dive into today's video. Okay, so today we just want to talk about the 6 biggest lessons we have learned in our marriage, and we feel like it's something that it will help people. Just maybe you're just getting married, you're about to get married, all these things, you will learn it. By the time you hear us, you'll be like, so truly these things are actually not enough, because really these things they are very critical. But we just wrote down like few, so we just take it one after the other. So let's go.
Okay, yeah, so before we start, we've been married for a few years, and this marriage thing, we have no...
You're not Agba.
We're not Agba.
Yeah.
We're also just starting the journey for a couple of years, about 3-ish, and in our few years in marriage, so we came together and then we drafted out what we consider to be our biggest lessons. Now let's understand that marriages differ. What we consider to be our biggest lessons might not be what another
might not be
another couple but this is for us. This is what we consider to be our biggest lessons, and then we trust that 1 or 2 people will be able to learn 1 or 2 things from these lessons. So let's go.
Okay, so I would check the number 1. So one thing for us that I've noticed that in fact that is the most critical is that love is not enough. Love is not enough. Forget all this, I love him. Yes, it's very important that you love your partner, but sometimes when the costs are down, when the chips are down, the love might not really be enough. You need more than love to stay in marriage, to stay committed in your marriage. Commitment, understanding, trust, everything goes alongside. It's not just love. It's not about love, because sometimes love I don't want to say love might die, because love should not die, but love might not be just enough for whatever situation you guys might be in that particular time. So there are times that you guys are going through so much, understand, and what you guys need is actually more than love. So at that time, love might not be it. So there should be friendship, there should be understanding, there should be trust, commitment, just a whole lot of things. But basically I'm saying that love is not enough. So you should develop yourself, you and your partner. It's not more people that are divorcing and they are living.
There were times when they really loved each other. So that goes to tell us that love only is not enough. There are other
things that
critical elements
that hold your marriage. So it's not just about the love.
There are other things like trust, commitment, and all of those things.
Yeah, just a whole lot.
All right, that's cool. All right, so the second thing that we consider to be our biggest lessons is that commitment to making the marriage work should be 100% from both partners. And I'll explain what I mean. Some people have the notion that when they get married, you bring 50% commitment, your partner brings 50% commitment. No, in this marriage thing, it doesn't work that way. Both of you have to come with 100%. You see, for your marriage to work, you've got to give it your best shot. As a matter of fact, if possible, you've got to give it 120% shot. You've got to stay deliberate and intentional about making your marriage work. So your commitment has got to be, top notch, 100% from each of you. There will be times when you don't feel like doing certain things. There'll be times when you'll be tired. There'll be times when a lot of times I feel like I just want to throw in the towel. But that commitment that I have, the commitment that I have to my wife, the commitment that I have to my family, the commitment that I have to God, the commitment that I have to the vows that we gave on that day that we decided to say I do to each other, propels me and keeps me going. So both parties have to come with 100% commitment. Yeah.
So it's not you rub my back, I rub your back. You point to me, I point to you. So if it's slacking at one part,
it's one-sided.
If it's one-sided, then you realize that it's not going to, like, you will not be at par. You understand? So I read something yesterday, said when both partners are givers, it's amazing. It's not like it's the only one. You'll be like, oh, my husband, what's wrong with you planning the vacation in location? What's wrong with you taking him? As in, do you understand? It has to be her part so that, you know, it will help both of you grow, basically. Okay, so the third one, and I mean, we are looking down because we wrote these things down.
Yeah, we wrote these things down, you know, so we don't forget.
Yeah, so the third one is never involve your friends or family in your fight. Gosh, this is very, 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 very important.
Very important.
You know, yes, it is you will fight.
Yeah, plenty, sir.
You will fight. But my point is, when you fight, I feel like don't involve your family or your friends, because when people move on, these people will not move on, might not move on. Some might move on, some might not move on. And so by the time they don't, when you already, you know, opened your dirty laundries and everything outside, and you already told your friends already, they will look at your husband in a certain type of way, depending on the kind of issues you guys were having at that particular time. But you already forgave him, but it will be in their subconscious. The respect they probably have been giving him might reduce or might not even be there again. So I don't really think you should, rather, if you want to, like, if worst comes to worst and you need to involve somebody, I feel like you should have a mentor. Every person in a relationship, or you are married, you should have a mentor, somebody you two are accountable to, that is neutral, that is not from your mother's side or your mother's side. Yeah. That is neutral, that you people that's accounted. I'm saying accountable because it is important that you're also accountable to somebody, you know, that both of you can run to the, okay, this is it, and the person, you probably might not even see the person like often, that the person will judge you both or anything. Do you understand? So please, whatever you do, whatever the fight might be, do not involve your friends or your family. It's very important.
Yeah, so let me say something about that. Let me just paint a small scenario. Imagine that I'm having a fight with my wife, and then I go and report the bad things that my wife has done or did to me. I report to my father.
Yeah.
Now, me and my wife, eventually we will settle.
Yeah. And
then we'll continue our lives. We'll continue to be the sweet couples that we have.
You know.
But my father might not forget.
That's the point.
My father will now be looking at my wife. Oh, Mama Fio Junior, let me say it in Yoruba. My father will now be using that eyes to look at my wife.
That eyes, look at you.
You know, so it's important that as much as possible, as a couple, you should be able to settle your disagreements between yourselves as much as possible. But yeah, we agree and we understand that there might be some issues, that there might be some matters that you just want to talk to somebody. Maybe you want to get a second opinion. You know, you need somebody to help talk to your wife or your husband about it. Then you go to that mentor that we're talking about.
Absolutely.
You know, so please, as much as possible, settle your disagreements between yourselves and don't take it to a third party.
Yeah.
The next key lesson that we've learned is the significance of praying together. You know, praying together cannot be understated or emphasized. You've got to pray together. They say that couples that pray together stay together. Prayer is important. Prayer is fellowship. You know, prayer is communion. You know, so both parties have to be able to come together to pray.
Yeah.
You know, every day pray with yourself. It even builds your togetherness.
Intimacy.
It builds your intimacy. One of the things that I realized is that the periods that me and my wife, we don't pray together, those are the periods that we fight the most. Those are the periods that we have disagreements the most. Those are the periods that we're not always in unity. But when we pray together consistently, you know, those times we don't even, the devil does not have a space in our home. The devil does not, bring seeds of discord and seeds of disunity in our midst. So as a couple, it is important, as much as you can, pray together, tackle issues. Even the Bible says that one shall chase 1,000, two shall chase what? 10,000. So come together, agree on certain matters and issues in your life together. So please, as a couple, learn to pray together.
Yeah, I agree. I also agree with that, because I've heard somebody say, "Oh, my wife can pray, my wife will handle it." No. Yes, you should have personal time with God.
Yeah.
Personal relationship. And at the same time, as a couple, you should also have personal relationship with God. To get that in agreement. You want something in agreement, you go to God. God will want this thing in agreement. It is faster that way, I believe, because the devil doesn't like marriage, that institution called marriage. I've said it before. So he finds every means to make sure that you are not praying, you are not fasting, you are not doing anything together. Please ensure you pray together. Please, it's very important. Okay, the next one is lack of financial stability reveals more problem in your marriage. Yes, absolutely. Money is the root of all evil. No. It's not money that is the root of all evil. That's what people say. The Bible says that the love of money is the love of money. That is the root. The love of money is the root. Money is important too. Hey, money is important in marriage. I'm telling you. So I remember. So I'm going to say this with like an example of this is a personal thing that's happened to us. I remember when we just got married and we had a lot of issues financially. My husband lost his job and all that, and because he's not a business person, I am the business person. So because of his kind of relationship with work, he was devastated. You know how men are. You had nothing coming in for him. My husband, I've seen the sweet side, and I began to see the other side of him. I was like, hey God, finance is crazy. It was crazy, guys. I'm not even joking. Like, my husband just was speaking less, all those sweet things, like it just stopped drastically. Like, in my mind, I'm like, hey God, I beg you, what's going on? And he wasn't willing to like say much to share. He'd be like, oh yeah, babe, what's going on? Can you come? I'd be like, share, I will not be asking you for. I say, I'm your wife, I'm supposed to be your helpmate. You have been there for me. Why can I not be there for you? And I don't know if it's ego. I kept asking this question. I don't know if anybody can relate or understand. Man, like, it was just devastated. It was as if his life was full of problems started happening. Things that were not, up to you started, like food. You'd be like, this food. I'm like, what's going on? Why you, like, he became very picky, he became very snobbish, he became very, I don't even know the English. I think I was just the shadow of myself. Like, it was just so, when you have financial issues, try. I know that, it's very hard on them, but so that's the best time for you to, like, just try and be closer to them. Just try to understand them. Like, okay, this is it. Well, let's tackle this thing together. So slowly, because at the time I was getting angry, like, anything, you're complaining. Something that sometimes I'll go to work and by 10 o'clock I'm not at home. He doesn't have a problem with it. In fact, he will come and even wait for me at the junction. But at that time it started becoming a problem. Like, why are you getting angry over this? And then I realized that it was just whatever it is I was going through at that moment, because that's not his kind of person. Like, that's not just him. So it was just, like you said, it was just becoming like a shadow of himself. So I had to, like, hold his hands, like, okay, babe, with prayers we can do this thing. See, now job you lose, keep a thing. And thankfully me, I had my job. So why not? We can, do these things together. And gratefully we're out of it. Just that's one lesson we learned. It brings us issues. So I don't know, whatever it is you are going on that is happening in your marriage or what in your relationship. Men, they like to have money. They like, they are the head. They like to portray I'm the head of the family, and so I got this settled and everything. And so when they don't have it all in check, it becomes a problem. So don't feel some type of way. Just, try to understand them, hold your hands, and together you guys can do it. Money. Well, God will help us. Concerning that aspect of money, I think another thing that can really help couples is that couples should learn to save. The Yorubas will say, because saving is very important. Anything can happen. Before we got married, I had my job, things were good,
was pretty much okay. But after we got married, I lost my job, and then we had financial challenges. Thank God, God helped us, and then we're easing out of that phase of our lives. So it's important that when you are in the space of abundance, just like Joseph did, they were saving. In that time of abundance, make sure that you're keeping something aside for the rainy days. And then the final lesson that I would like to talk about is that play and create memories together. As a couple, it's important that you pray. Play. We have spoken about praying.
So play.
Now let's play together.
And create memories.
Myself and my wife are very fun-loving people. We play a lot. And when I say play, please note that you don't necessarily need a lot of money to play.
You don't.
You can create memories, things that you can play about, even in your house. In our house, we have Ludo. We have what? We play game.
Right.
We watch movies together. We do. Right. See, we can even just on our Netflix and buy Zobo, and biscuits.
I'm watching.
And watch and drink and we create
and the
memories.
Times we have money, we'll go.
See, sometimes we'll just say we just want to drive. Let's just drive around and be looking at, okay, we don't have money to go to Oriental Hotel or Bikini. But you can just be creative, create fun loving memories,
activities.
Create fun loving activities. Find ways, and those things they even help to build your bond.
Yes.
If you have a group of friends, young couples, that you guys can come together, just play, just have fun. This life. Is one. Have fun.
And building those memories is what keeps the friendship. Is what makes the friendship as fresh as wine every day. Because when, like I've said earlier, when the chips are down, it's those memories you will remember. It's what is going to keep you and be like, oh no, these things that we did. Because there are times that, especially when kids enter, or there are some studies that you might not be able to do these things again. So create those memories now if you can. Do them, even with kids gone. Some people, I know people that with kids, they will carry their kids or drop them in somewhere and go and still have fun. Just have fun.
It's important.
It will build a bond and it will help you people stay in your marriage. Like those are just our things.
It even helps your sanity, in this crazy and insane world. It helps your sanity, So play. All right. We said that together. I hope that we've been able to help, one or two people learn certain things. I know that these lessons are inexhaustive in marriage, but these are the ones that we feel are the most critical to our own marriages at this point. As we continue in the journey, we know that we'll learn more lessons, but right now, so tell us in the comment section, some of the lessons that you have learned in your marriage and your relationships. Maybe one or two people can also learn from it.
Yep. So on the notes, we say thank you for
watching. Thank you.
We'll see you again in the next one. God bless